Hi guys, today I wanted to introduce you to my sweet Lily, and she is the Layla sculpt, and her name is Lily Diana, and I love her because I think she looks Indian, like from India, and that's one of the places that I always hope to adopt a baby from. So I just love her skin tone and I love her big blue eyes. Now, she was one of the first babies that a new artist had painted, so her painting is not perfect by any means, but I kind of like her imperfections. And like I said, I like, for the most part, her coloring very, very much, and she's varnished well. It's just in certain places her painting is a little thick, and she's not exactly even skin toned all over because the artist was new. But I still think she's beautiful. And when I first got her, she was not stuffed enough up in the top, and so her head was way too heavy for her body. So I had her restuffed. So now she's a little bigger, but she's still a bigger preemie size. And I love this little outfit. It's handmade and it's from Etsy. And it comes with a sweater and then it's a little jumper. I love these wooden buttons, but I'm going to change her because she's been in this since Easter. So I'm going to change her in a comfy sleeper, which will be more cuddly, and it's nighttime. So I wanted to introduce you to her. She's one of the first Reborns that I ever bought, and so she was very reasonably priced, because like I said, she was one of the first babies that this particular artist had done, and I just adore her. I love her little fuzzy mohair on top here and her big blue eyes, as I said, and we're going to be changing her today in a comfy sleeper for preemie. So the sleeper that we're changing her into is this adorable little sleeper by Carter's, and it's this beautiful floral print. You can see it's got pink flowers and brown foliage and maroon kind of brown flowers and green flowers and blue flowers, and it's a footed sleeper, so it'll be nice and cozy for her, but it's still lightweight, so she won't be too hot. And with a preemie, usually you want to make sure they're warm anyway, so I try to keep that in mind when I'm dressing the babies, especially the preemies. So I'll take the sweater off first. I also wanted to share with you guys, it's not Reborn related, but I have a new website for my other business, and I'm a spiritual counselor. I've been doing that now for over 10 years, and I started doing it when the place where I was doing marriage and family counseling as the counselor with and under a doctor, I when that center lost its funding and basically they reopened at a different location, they only took therapists that had been working 7 years or more, and I had been working there 5. So I lost my job, and I was basically looking for more work, but until I found more work, I started doing readings or little sessions with people, helping them make plans for their career or their love life, like doing psychic readings. I had always done them for my friends and family before, just for fun, because those kind of spiritual abilities or gifts ran in my family. My great grandmother used to give guidance. She didn't get paid for it or do it as a career. She was actually a seamstress, but she would always help people and give them guidance, and people would come from all over to talk to her and get guidance and advice. And then my grandmother also had the ability, but she was a mathematician. How she was a mathematician is beyond me, because I am not good at math at all. I'm good with languages and writing and reading, but not math. But anyway, she also had the ability, and so it ran in my family, and I would do it for fun, for friends and family, and then I lost my job, so I started doing it just in the meantime until I found a new job, and within like 3 months I had a year's waiting list almost, and then I was diagnosed with cancer, and it was difficult for me to meet with clients for therapy in person, because of my immune system, protecting my immune system. So doing the readings on the phone was much, much easier while I was finishing my master's um, and and still be able to make a living while protecting my immune system. So it worked out well, and I think it was God's way of preparing me for the cancer treatment, where I wouldn't be able to meet with people, but I still needed a way to work. I think it was God's way of kind of preparing me or moving me to do that work for that season of my life, because I wouldn't have quit my job. I enjoyed it. I loved being a therapist. So I think it was God's way of kind of preparing me for that season. And then I just continued to do it. And so I have a new website for that business, because when COVID first started, the pandemic first started, my old website got hacked into and basically destroyed. So now I have a new one, and if you'd like to take a look, just to look at it, learn a little bit more about me in a different capacity, it is Melissa, Melissa Heavenor, HEVENOR.com. So I wanted to share that news with you, and also introduce you to Sweet Lily Diana here, and her middle name is Diana because growing up I loved Princess Diana. Even when I was very, very little, when she first, got engaged to Charles, I would look at the TV and I would tell my grandmother or my mom, whoever was there, that lady is an angel. I would always say, she's an angel. She's an angel. And they'd ask me, how do you know? What do you mean? And I just say, I know she's an angel. And I was always fascinated with her. And I followed her story and everything when I was old enough to really understand what was happening, what was going on, and who she was. And so, because I've always loved Princess Diana, I wanted to name one of my daughters, if I had a daughter, Diana, at least the middle name, if not the first. So that's why Lily here is Lily Diana. This snap is really tough here. Let's see. I was like, is this a button and not a snap? But it's snap. It's really, really stuck on there. There we go. Okay, sweet girl. I worked actually really late tonight. I worked until about 8 p.m. and I started at 8:30 this morning, so I was pretty tired. That's why I'm not doing this video, in another area of my house while I'm in my wheelchair. I'm doing it from my bed because my body was physically tired from just working all day, and I did a lot of phone sessions, but with video phone, so I was in my wheelchair and everything. So my body was pretty exhausted, so I just wanted to change her and do this from my bed. I know the angle's not the best, but hopefully you can hear me talking to you, and then of course I'll show you when she's completely dressed. I watched a video recently of a friend of mine's, Shara, at Reborn Living Dolls, and she did a video that was started by excuse me by another collector named Shelby, and it was called Why Why Reborn Dolls, and basically asking the question of why become a collector, or why do we enjoy reborn dolls. And sort of what I've been talking about is a good segue into that, because a lot of times I'm helping people deal with struggles that they're going through. I did that as a counselor, and I still do that as a spiritual counselor, doing readings. Help people deal with grief, connecting to loved ones that have passed away, and helping people deal with divorce or relationship issues or financial issues, and giving guidance and insight into situations So I'm helping people very often deal with very stressful, sometimes even crisis situations. I help people a lot of times when their pets go missing. I help them find their pets, or I actually specialize in helping people who are sick but they can't really figure out what's wrong. I used to work with a doctor in Boca Raton, and people would go to him when they weren't sure what was wrong, and he would figure it out. But I worked in his office, and I didn't even see the patients. I literally held their file, and then I would tell him, I think it's something to do with the blood, or I think it's something to do with the nervous system, or whatever it was. And then he would run the appropriate tests, and I'd help him, in that way, figure out what was going on with the patient. But anyway, what I do can be very stressful and have heavy energy sometimes. So holding the dolls and cuddling the dolls and taking pictures of the dolls and making these videos is something that brings me comfort and peace and joy and happiness, and brings me a lot of happy memories, because I've mentioned a couple of times that my great aunt that helped raise me loved dolls as well. So we both shared that passion, and so I have a lot of good memories with dolls and with my aunt. And so when dealing with the work that I do, as a way to cope or as a way to unwind from all of that, at the end of the day, holding the dolls or changing the dolls really helps me unwind, de-stress, and just feel happy. And also, things were tough sometimes growing up, and so being that I'm disabled and different things that happened, I had to grow up kind of fast. And this hobby just allows me to enjoy dolls in a way that I didn't fully growing up. But it also reminds me of good memories when I did get to do that, and helps me de-stress. And I've met wonderful, wonderful people like Shara over at, Real Reborn Living Dolls, and so many other wonderful people like Misty at Kits to Cradles. And I've met artists I've become friends with. I've met other collectors I've become friends with. I love connecting with the sweet, sweet people who are now watching this channel and leave me awesome comments, because I know I don't film the best. I know I take a while to do things, but you have patience with me, and you've welcomed me into the community, and my babies, of course. So I am very, very grateful for this community and for this hobby. And I just love dolls. I've always wanted to have many, many babies, and then I couldn't because of the cancer and things like that. Physical things. So it's helped me with that longing. I still hope that maybe one day I can adopt. That's a hope or a dream. But this has helped me a great deal with that longing, because I get to buy baby clothes, I get to photograph the dolls, and obviously I know they're not real babies, but they give me the feeling of being a mommy to them. And of course, I have my kitties that I'm a mommy. I have 2 kitties that I'm a mommy to, so I get to be a fur baby mommy. So this hobby brings me a lot of comfort for many reasons, and I'm super, super, super grateful for it. This baby has 3/4 quarter arms and legs, so she's a little hard to dress even though she's preemie size. And now that she's been restuffed, she's a little thick, but she's a little hard to dress because of her body shape. But like I said, she has some imperfections, but I still love her. One, because like I said, she looks like she's from India, and that's one of the places that allows people with physical disabilities to adopt. So it's one of the places that I've always hoped I could possibly adopt from one day. So I love the fact that she looks like she's from India, and she's still super cuddly, and just because she's not absolutely perfect, I believe she still deserves to be in a nursery and be loved like any other reborn baby. So I'm happy, happy, happy to have her. Now this snap is difficult to snap again. It was difficult to unsnap. Now it's difficult to snap. Let's see. There we go. I got it. Okay, sweet girl. So like I said, this is a preemie size, and because she had a little more stuffing added, it's a little bit oddly shaped, but she still looks cute and cozy, and here she is. I love her beautiful big eyes, and here she is in the sleeper. And she does not have a magnet. She uses a modified pacifier, which I put in here earlier, but I will take a picture and place it here at the end. But I hope you enjoyed meeting my sweet Lily Diana, and thank you for staying with me while I changed her. And I love you guys, and thank you for watching. I hope you're having a great week so far, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. We love you. I have her with her pacifier and her little hat, because you always want to make sure a preemie's head is warm. And she loves the little unicorn that came with her sister Misty from Aunt Misty. She loves it, so. We love you guys. See you in the next video.